Hey soul friends, welcome to today's reading, which is we're going to look into your Akashic Records, past lives, present and future lives, soul journey, soul purpose. We'll see what Spirit has to say. I'm so grateful for all of you. If you're new here, I'm Carolee. This is my channel, Clarity with Carolee, and I am an intuitive, trauma-informed spiritual advisor, spiritual guide, here to help you heal from painful past experiences, both in this life and past lives, so that you can align with your soulful self and attract the destiny you deserve and fulfill your soul's mission in this life. We have 4 piles to choose from today. And again, this reading is we're looking into your Akashic Records, and I'll show you the different piles. And then as usual, if you want to just skip ahead, you can go right to the pile that's yours, linked in the description box below. Just click on the timestamp that correlates to the pile that you are most drawn to. This is pile 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so pile number 1, we have number 38, Dwara Patra. Pile number 2, we have 41, Alabaster Tablet of Layla. Oh, I just love that name. I almost named my daughter Layla, but I was the only one who loved it, so that didn't happen. Maybe the next one, if that happens. Number 36, Telepathy of Terra Mater. Telepathy. Ooh. Sorry about that. Sirens going on outside. I have the window open to let some fresh air in. Number 28, Epsilon Modulation, or Epsilon Modulation. And yeah, and then if you like to pick with crystals, let's do that. Pile number 1 is the Tiger's Eye. Pile number 2 is the Hematite. It's a lot of grounding and spiritual protection and intuition here. Pile number 3 is the Jade. And pile number 4 is the Moonstone. Okay, so pick a pile that you're drawn to. Pick the deck or the card that you're most drawn to, and then go into the description box and click on this timestamp. It'll bring you right to your reading. I will see you in your reading. Thanks. Bye. Hey, pile number 1, thank you for being here, and I'm so excited to get you into your Akashic Records. So when I was channeling this pile, what Spirit was showing me was a figure with holding a staff. There's so much fire energy in this pile, but holding a staff at like the dawn of time and seeing the sunrise. So I have a feeling that you are a very ancient pile. You have lived many lives on this physical plane on the earth here, and I think you have a very strong connection to Mother Gaia, to the earth, but also to the elements of the earth: fire, earth, water, air. You have a very strong elemental connection to this life. You might have had past lives on in Atlantis. You could be from there. You might have some memories of living on Atlantis or in Atlantis, and I think you have a very strong connection to the fantasy world, in terms of like when you might be really drawn to fantasy novels, to dragon lore, to but anything really to do with earth. You might have a very strong connection to Celtic heritage as well, to religions. You might be somebody who finds that you're very drawn to the study of to religious philosophy, archaeology, even sociology, like just the movement and development, and I'm hearing maturation, but that's not the right, I think Spirit thinks is the right word, but just like the evolution, I guess, of humanity. You might really be interested in Darwinism, or just like ancient philosophies as well. You might have taken philosophy in university. Like, you're just very interested in the evolution of humanity in many different ways, and everybody's different, every soul is different, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But also maybe align that the study of like the history of something, the evolution of something, how we came to be, how we came to think this way, because you are so rooted in ancient history. You were there. And so I feel like some of you might even have this really deep connection, and like even anger in history books when like they don't make any sense. And they don't make any sense because you were there, you saw what happened. And so what history teaches us today, what's written in history books, you might get really angry and you might just say like, that doesn't sound right. You might have a lot of questions that teachers can't answer. And the reason for that is because you were there, you experienced it firsthand. You were a part of our human journey. And so you deep down, your soul knows what happened. And what we think we know today isn't what actually isn't the truth, let's say, of what you actually experienced and what transpired throughout history, and the cause and effect. You might also be somebody who really loves big conceptual stuff, like cause and effect. You might not be as detail oriented. You really love the big picture thinking as well. Okay, so for the card selection, like with the tiger's eye, you're very rooted, grounded. You love protection. You're also very fiery, but in a protective way. You might be extremely protective. You find that you're very protective of your friends, of your family. You have a very strong sense of what is right, what's wrong, morality, natural human law, Aristotelian law. It could be something that you are very connected to. I don't know why I feel the need to spin this. I'm just seeing also a magician, like an alchemist, spinning something into gold. It's like spinning your experience into wisdom, into power, and really being connected to, I'm seeing somebody who's very connected to quantum healing or energy healing, but in a sense that you're very connected to the elements, to the energy of it. Not so much the fantasy. The reason why I said fantasy before is because I think that because you experienced life in Atlantis, because you've been here since the dawn of time, you've seen the earth evolve and grow, and what we see today as fantasy, you've actually experienced in a very ancient past life. So that's why you might be drawn to it, because it kind of feels natural and normal. It feels like home, even if today we think it's fiction, but fiction comes from somewhere. I've always thought that fiction comes from somebody's brain, somebody's mind, and that comes from the collective unconscious. And so you're deeply connected to the collective unconscious, to the collective, because you've been around for so long. I'm seeing going into your Akashic Records and like pulling a book off the shelf and blowing the dust off, because that's how old and ancient you actually are. The sun too, like you love the sun. The sun brings energy. It brings harvest. It brings life. New beginnings, I'm hearing as well. Like every dawn has a new day, Spirit is saying. Every dawn has a new day. And because of all the lives you've lived, all the experiences, all the things that you've seen, this triumph and devastation in the world, the sun always comes up the next day on a battlefield. And new beginnings happen every single day. You've witnessed so much. And so the sun ignites that feeling inside of you. The dawn is a new day. the sun will rise. What's the song? The sun will come out tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. I don't know where that's from, but that's coming up, and I'm not a singer, so please. Sometimes I burst out into show tunes. That's just me, and so I hope you like it, and if you don't, that's okay. So I'm using, for the pile selection, I used Elena Fairchild's White Light Oracle deck, and forgive me, I'm going to have to read a little bit from the book in order to go into the card, because for the life of me, I can never remember what the book says. Not that I always use that as in order to tap into you, which I mean, I've already started to channel into your energy, but I love her book, and I just think there's so much spiritual wisdom and research that she puts into her work. So I'm going to read you the first little intro, not the whole section, because it's quite long. Okay, so out of confusion, this one, you see them on the right page. Out of confusion, a clear and progressive pathway is opening up for you. It is an auspicious time to give generously of yourself to others, enriching the quality of your connections, expressing spiritual blessings of goodwill and encouragement from your heart. A powerful blessing is entering your world. A prayer is now being answered in a beautiful way. Spirit gives freely and generously of all good things, and the task of humanity is to learn how to receive. The key to receiving is an open, surrendered, generous, and trusting heart. And I think that because of how ancient you are, you have learned this lesson kind of over and over again, to have an open heart, to receive with gratitude and love and acceptance, to take things, I'm hearing to like take things with a grain of salt, to brush off stress, to brush off devastation and challenges, and always hold the light. I'm seeing here with the light and the sun rising up on the battlefield. You know, no matter what, the sun is going to come out tomorrow, and you know that with how do I say this, Spirit? With each nightfall comes a sunrise. With each breakdown, there can be a room that can lead to healing. With each fire, there's regeneration. And so for you, I think that you have a lot to teach humanity about regenerating itself. And that's a big part of kind of your soul purpose, your mission over the years, is the lessons that you've been learning, the experiences that you've been collecting. And you just have this aura of, I'm seeing a lot of yellow energy, a lot of orange as well. I just think of a sunrise, the colors that you see at sunrise. And I do have the sense that like a lot of your chakras are activated and very open. You're highly connected to your root chakra, and you have this like vitality of life. You have so much energy and power there. I know this card is very golden, so, you know, your solar plexus as well, like a lot of that drive and motivation. But I'm hearing to like shine the light on the truth, to bring truth of who we are to the world as energetic beings, because you have this connection to the energy, to the quantum field, being able to alchemize things, to create something out of nothing. So let's get into the tarot, and we're going to look at past, you know what, let's go here. Let's go into this deck. Instead of the tarot, I'll pull another oracle card, because I want to sort of do your Akashic Records past, present, and future. And of course, we might not be able to see what's in the future, because we're not really supposed to know everything that's going to be happening in our lives, in our soul journey, but we'll see what Spirit has to say. So let's move this. What am I doing here? Let's move that there. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Maybe you have a lot of confusion right now about what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And I'm going to say that the confusion that you're feeling isn't because you don't have what it takes to find clarity in what your path is supposed to be. It's just that in this world, in this life, in the culture and the systems that we've created right now, that are in place right now, they are not conducive to heeding the call of the soul, to hearing it, to aligning with it, to feeling the magic that is our soulful selves. So we've become so disconnected from our ancient roots. Whoa. Okay, Spirit. Spirit just dumped a bunch of these cards out. I'm not going to take all of that. So I'm just going to ask Spirit again. Spirit, one more card for like 1 or 2 more cards from this deck in terms of the Akashic Records, the past of group number 1. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Oh, look at this light coming here. You see all the planets in the distance? And you see how this is almost the earth in the beginning of time, and could be in the future, in the very distant future. But I'm seeing here, this is like what the earth might have looked like at one point in time. And you see, I don't know if you can see this in the card. I can hold it up here. There's like the shadow of the generations, the lives that you've lived that have brought you forward into today. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. And when I talk about like writing the past, looking at history books, really having like a lot of emotions about history being wrong. And what I'm seeing here, I think that rewriting the future is a lot also about rewriting the past, taking a look at the past and reclaiming our history as a human species. You know the saying, the winners are the ones who write the history books, or history books are written by the winners, or whatever that saying is. And it's true. History books were written by the winners. And it's almost like you need to go back and rewrite history so that we can change the future, so that we can include the voices of the people who have been marginalized, whose voices have not been heard. And you have this soul mission after all of these experiences that you've lived to stop that from happening in the future, to writing people's stories, the truth, writing the truth of everybody's experience here, so everybody's voices are being heard. And that's how you can rewrite the future, the planet's future even. You might be also very, very connected and very passionate about the health of the planet. You might be into environmental healing, regeneration, that kind of stuff, because you can see this kind of barren land of the earth. This is kind of like foreshadowing what could happen in the future if we don't have people coming to heal the planet and change the way that humanity has learned to abuse the earth, to abuse the elements, not just the earth, but the sky, the air, the universe, our the air that we breathe. Why is it when I channel, I can just see, I get like images, but I have a hard time remembering words sometimes. So it'll come to me, just blurt out words. You have this deep sense of what is right and wrong. And that's because you've lived so many lives and you've seen what trauma and pain does to, I'm seeing like large groups of people, to entire communities, villages being wiped out. And there's this like ancestral patterns here, healing, rewriting the future, because we need to start to heal the past. We need to start acknowledging the voices of the small people that have, I'm seeing, and this is really, Spirit is very abrupt right now. It's like just the villages that have literally burned to the ground, the pain that we have caused not only to the earth, but each other. And you're here to really help to break that cycle. That's a part of your present soul mission. And it comes from the experience that you've had throughout all of these lifetimes. But you are extremely connected to this physical plane, to this earth. And you've lived here for just eons. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pull some of these tarot cards. Spirit. Pile number 1's Akashic Records. Let's pull out another book. Let's see. Let's maybe fast forward a little bit. Oh, perfect. Can you see this card? No. Does this fit in the frame? Not really. Not entirely. Oh, I really want you to see. Let's see. Nine of Cups. This is a very ethereal deck as well. I love it. The She-Wolf Tarot. It's just so vulnerable and raw. So, okay, here we go. That there. I'll put that over here. Six of Wands. Wheel of Mars, which is the Tower. Look at this. The Nine of Cups, which is typically about confidence, feeling really rooted and secure in ourselves after a lot of life lessons, after going through a lot of emotional ups and downs and struggles, really reaching a point of homeostasis or balance, or equanimity is the right word. And that's what the Nine of Cups always makes me think about, is just becoming equanimous after going through a ton of experiences that have taught us to master our self-awareness, our confidence, our dignity, I'm hearing as well, even though dignity, maybe you'd see it more as like a wands sort of card and a fiery energy, but I'm seeing here this dignity as well. But you see in her back, she is sort of looking out to the sun off in the distance in the galaxy. She's a starseed here, and coming up from this flower, kind of blossoming from this flower, but in her back, highlighted here, is her solar plexus, but on the back side, the chakra on the back of the wheel on the back side. And it's this poise, this confidence, this inner power, and desire to stand up for all of the galaxy, to bring light into the darkness, into the shadows, to bring what was in the dark to light. And again, that's the same thing that I've been seeing, is just like this urge to rewrite history in order to help us heal ourselves and heal the world, to help us listen to the small people, the small voices that really make up the collective. It's not about the elites. It's not about the winners in history. It's about listening to and integrating all of the voices, all of the stories into our present day reality, so that we can start to heal as a collective, so that we can feel more empowered and strong and self-aware and connected to Source. But in order to be connected to Source, we also have to be connected to ourselves, to our own inner power, but to be connected to each other. because we are all connected. And when we're disconnected and when we disregard the voices of the few, of the small, of the marginalized, we aren't sitting in our truth. There's a lot of your soul at this point in its life bringing truth to light, I'm hearing. And the Six of Wands, it's like the Six of Wands is victory, but it's about recognition. Recognition from the masses, from other people. Again, with the sun in this card, you have a lot of suns coming out. The sun bringing things to light. Honoring the truth. Being seen, but I'm also hearing being heard as well. So the Six of Wands is a recognition card. It's about getting other people to see the truth, and and you're being recognized for your, for your efforts, for your wisdom, for your creativity on a global scale. Even your mission, could be to. I'm seeing somebody who does a lot of writing, especially history, who's really interested in history writing, rewriting of history. That just keeps coming up. And being recognized for that. I'm also seeing like you could be a professor or somebody who writes history books. I don't know why that's coming up so strongly. It just really is in this reading. And just bringing truth to light. Or even somebody who is changing the way we learn as a society, changing the education system. That could be something as well. Really shifting the way that we come into our own, feel confident in ourselves, by even shifting the way that we educate each other, educate our children. So this could be, yes, rewriting history, but also the way we teach people to learn, teach people to honor themselves, teach people to stand in their power, stand in their vulnerability, stand in their truth, and be willing to be seen, be willing to be recognized for who they are without shame, without guilt, without fear. The Will of Mars here is the Tower card in this deck. And you have the pyramids, the Eye of Horus there, just like ancient shifts and changes you've witnessed. And you are bringing all of the humanity's transgressions, I'm hearing, and using that experience, using the shock and horror that you've seen, that you've gone through in your past lives, to help humanity heal as a whole, to help us embrace each other. I'm going to get some tarot cards from here, this deck. The Zen Tarot. Yeah. Okay. Courage. Oh, wow. There's 3 here. Oh, thanks, Spirit. Where can I put these? I'll just lay them on top. So we have the Knight of Swords with fighting. We have the King of Wands with the Creator. And we have number 8 with courage. Look at this flower, this daisy coming up from the hard rock surface. Regeneration, healing. It's very similar to this card here, breaking the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. It's kind of similar here, having courage to help people see that they need to make that change, to make the changes that we need to make in order to heal the earth, in order to heal each other, in order to heal deep within us and heal our connection to the earth, to ourselves, to our humanity. And only when we start to heal and recognize our faults, recognize where we went wrong, see the truth of our history, recognize it, take ownership, be accountable for the impact that we've had. I guess with the Wheel of Mars here is we've had this like devastating impact on the earth and on each other that we need to heal in order to regenerate, in order to grow, in order to ensure the continuation of our species. You know, so again, like you could be a professor, history, someone who loves history, sociology, just the study of humans, the human evolution, all that kind of stuff, philosophy. But really, the core of it, the reason why you're so drawn to that is because you really have this deep need and feeling to help bring us back to our roots, to our connection to the earth, to our connection to source energy. And even this Dwara Patra card over here is like source energy, which is, you also have the creator, the King of Wands here, who the King of Wands traditionally is about mastery of intention, of inspiration, of creativity, of vision, having vision, holding true to that vision and not wavering. But I see here there's a lot of healing past transgressions from our history. Being really determined to right wrongs from our past. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. And the only reason you know this, that we need to do this, you have this deep understanding and this you're fired up to do it, is because of what you've witnessed throughout the centuries, millennia, however long the Earth's been around. Okay, so we have from the Dragon Fate Oracle deck, Melusine, love who you are, number 1. And then number 20, the Pendragon, pure male energy. So, I mean, you do have a lot of masculine energy here. And even though we talk about the earth and Mother Gaia, we also have a lot of source fire energy, which is more of a masculine type of energy that helps to bring light to the earth, to help her to grow. It's kind of like the supportive force of life force energy, of life energy on this planet. You need both energies. And it's actually kind of, if you look at it, this is like divine feminine and divine masculine. If you were to give, masculine, feminine energies to the deck, this is like a merging, a balancing of masculine and feminine energies. And this, I think, is advice from Spirit, is to balance out your masculine energies, that drive, that ferociousness to bring truth to light, to rewrite history, to be the defender of the earth, of humanity, with the need to nurture as well at the same time. To really get grounded and rooted into the earth. Listen to her call. Listen to her story. And again, if you're like, if you're into archaeology, the earth is a big part of that. She's telling you her story too. So if you are an archaeologist, don't just listen to the story of the artifacts that you find. Listen to the story of the earth that surrounds the artifacts. What is she telling you about the truth of what transpired back then? She has her own story. And there's far more truth in that. There's a lot of green right here. Aquamarine, aquas too, which is like and fire, but mostly green, aqua, light, the sun, heart energy, anahata, just like love for humanity, love for our future, trying to ensure that humanity has a future. But in order to do that, we really need to be accountable for where we went wrong. And we need to see the truth. Someone needs to bring the truth to light. And I think that that's a big part of what's in your Akashic Records, what you're here to do, what you've experienced throughout your life, your many, 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 many lifetimes. And again, I'm just seeing like the dawning of time. You were a witness to it. And maybe you were a historian even then. Okay, Spirit. Do we want to pull any more cards? Let's look at the future. Is there anything in the next life or future lives that you're preparing for? Let's look at that. Is group number 1 preparing for something in the future? We have 5 of Emotions, which is the 5 of Cups. 4 of Voices, which is the 4 of Swords. Let's pull one more. Anything about the future, Spirit? Pile number 1. It's Akashic Records, going into the future, next lives. What are they preparing for? Anything that we need to know? Anything else? Just fire, more fire at the end here. I think, I don't think Spirit likes to go too far into the future. I don't know much about history or about like the earth. Like was never very good at geography classes and stuff, but I'm hearing ice age. I don't know if we're due for an ice age or if global warming, like what's going to happen in the future, but I see you in the future navigating some, maybe in this future, in this life, but I see more in future lives that you might be living on this physical plane, navigating some like huge environmental shifts that are going to happen. I'm not going to go too much into this because we never really know, but I mean, we know that we've done a lot of damage to the earth, and I see you as being somebody in another life in the future, helping to keep humanity alive through some very challenging global natural disasters. I'm not going to go too far into this, okay? But I do see, like in a future life, we might be going through at some point another ice age, some sort of natural disasters, that there's going to be a lot of loss that you're going to help humanity or the species that's here navigate through. However you embody in that future life, you're going to have to be here to help us through it. And that's a part of the journey of what you're experiencing right now. And then, your soul, I think your soul at some point is going to be like, I need a break. And this is funny. Spirit's being pretty cheeky. It's just like, okay, you've gone through so much stress. And I think that at some point you might get a little tired of humanity, people not really heeding your call, your warnings. And you're just going to be like, screw this. I need a break after this next kind of life that you're going to be going through here. And then sort of like, I'm hearing a reawakening. And again, this is like, hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years from now, but you are kind of going to be at the dawn of the next day in terms of whether it's the earth or another planet moving forward, just having so much passion and fire and movement forward away from what we've done here when we come to a place where we are I'm hearing recreating life on earth with all this passion and fire and drive and new light source energy. Isn't this neat? It's like the night of inspiration is not necessarily new beginnings, but I'm getting with the fireworks here and the horse that's not kind of like that has like the passion, the flame in its mane, this driving force of change I'm hearing. And it could be, light years ahead of where we are right now, and it could be in a totally different physical kind of body or embodied state. But you're a part of the new, I'm hearing new world order, but we have like a negative connotation to what that is in this world today. But it's like, I just hear a whole, like, I'm seeing another planet, or at least maybe this could be even like life on Mars. And I'm sorry if don't laugh, okay? But this is like, I'm thinking hundreds and thousands of years, even light years away from where we are today. But it's like life on Mars. Like you are this like young soul on a whole new planet in a whole new world after all of the work you've tried to do here, and you're taking a break, like, and then like counting your losses, taking your break, and starting over in a whole new existence with all of the knowledge, bringing it forward with you, but also kind of letting it go and starting anew, right? So now that's the future, and we don't like to get too much into the future of your lives, you know, because what's the fun in that? Like spirit doesn't want to go too far into your Akashic records, and there's still things that are left to be written. But this is sort of like if humanity doesn't heed the call of what it is that you're trying to put out into the world, that this is a potentiality, right? But anyway, we're not going to go too far into that. Beautiful reading though. You have so much energy inside of you, so much life force energy to share, so much passion and drive, and it comes from this like experience, this immense amount of experience that you've had, witnessing, bearing witness to not only tragedies in the world throughout our history, but also the immense amount of creativity. And like we've done so many really cool things. You know, we've created a lot of cool things, and you've been on the ground floor witnessing all of that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So anyway, that's your reading, pile number 1. I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. If it resonated with you, comment in the description box below. Let me know how it resonated, if it resonated. If you enjoyed this reading, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And I look forward to reading for you again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, thanks for being here. This is your reading into your Akashic records. Now, when I first tap into your energy, and we have the hematite here, so very protective, a protective stone, especially from electromagnetic frequencies and natural energies I'm seeing with that stone. But for you, I'm going to read the book a little bit for Alana Fairchild's White Light Oracle. That's her deck, and for the life of me, I can never remember the meaning of each card. Not that it always matters, because I like to use my intuition more. But I love her spiritual lessons, just Alana Fairchild in general. So I'm going to read a little bit from the book. But first, before I get into that, what I'm picking up from this card is this connection to your third eye, your intuition. And I see you as being a star seed coming here to this earth to heal the frequencies overall, to raise the frequencies, the vibrations of this planet, of the people on this planet, to protect us from what it is that the things that we built, all these like unnatural electromagnetic frequencies that are bringing toxins into our bodies and into this world. And I see you as raising consciousness in like a very nurturing, mothering way. I feel like if through your lives, and maybe on this planet, if you've incarnated into this world, into the human body, you've lived a lot of feminine, predominantly feminine, energetic lives, feminine bodies, the embodiment of the feminine energy, mothering specifically, maybe even a few lives as like a a priestess, or even hundreds. I'm seeing like a lot of lives as a priestess, as a mother, as a nun even. Although I'm seeing more of a priestess energy than that of a nunhood. But you might even find that you have issues manifesting finances or issues surrounding money, and it could be from vows of poverty in previous lives. It's something that Spirit is drawing me to and asking you to maybe heal or do cord connection ceremonies with, in order to help bring more financial abundance and shift your subconscious beliefs around money, which are actually soul beliefs, like healing past lives or connections to vows of poverty that you've taken in previous lives as a nun, or as working in service to people, in order to, again, like just heal and transmute pain into, I'm hearing sovereignty, self-autonomy, self-expression, self-empowerment. But you were more of a healer, more of a guide. And I'm seeing you like at the foot of Jesus, like bathing his feet, like Mary Magdalene did. So maybe Mary Magdalene comes to you a lot as well, or even Mother Mary. But I'm seeing, for a lot of you, I'm seeing like Mary Magdalene coming through in this reading very strongly. As the apostle, not as much as the partner. And maybe there is a lot of feminine energy, using your feminine. No, I'm not even going to go there, Spirit. But I feel like in service to the predominant religious figures at the time, having this strong, maybe even sometimes naive belief in religious doctrine at some point in your lives, because you just wanted to understand the divine so much, like you had so much love and compassion within you that you wanted a way to understand it and express it and bring it forth into the world. But I do think that in a lot of your lives, you ended up sort of in service to this very masculine, patriarchal society, in service to the divine, because you just felt this need to love, or even you feel this need to be in service and to share and spread love around the world. So let's see. I'm going to read from the book for a second before we continue on to some oracle cards. 41. You are remembering at a soul level. You are tapping into greater awareness, and an understanding of your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a new way to manifest. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm going to read just a little bit here. The angel Layla heralds from Talmudic scriptures. Unlike any other angel, she is specifically described as a feminine being. Layla, like what was I saying, that feminine energy. Layla is a reminder that that there's a place only the feminine can fill. If we attempt to live our lives skewed toward the masculine, we will miss out. There is great value in masculine tendencies toward exploration, adventure, progress, development. However, the feminine tendencies toward compassion, acceptance, kindness, and mercy are a balancing necessity. For humanity to survive, these dual wisdoms need to find balance and integrate into mature expression in every human heart. The appearance of Layla in a reading suggests the feminine must lead at this time. Allow the way to be shown rather than directing a path based on your current perspective. So what was I saying? That I think that even throughout your lifetimes, throughout all of your human embodiments, using the human body as a source of your soul expression. You just have a very feminine energy, wanting to share and spread love. This is predominant throughout your Akashic records, I'm seeing. You have a very soft, you have so much softness about you. I'm seeing a beautiful, voluptuous woman with like really dark, thick hair and soft, supple skin, and just like a very, they're showing me a very voluptuous woman, but a woman also with very big birthing hips, like the Venus of Willendorf, like that, the figurine, the statue, the goddess, just very voluptuous, big birthing hips, birthing creativity into the world, very connected to Gaia, but mostly to the feminine source energy. Healing, nurturing, love, compassion, allowing creativity to flow. You might feel really exhausted at any sort of work that taxes your energy too much. I don't see you as somebody who has like this driving force energy of like, let's do and work. I find that is very exhausting for you. And this is part of the reason why you weren't created to work that way. You haven't experienced that, and it's not healthy for you, and it could lead you into having a lot of health issues. So I think that Spirit is also showing me some advice for you in terms of taking a step back and evaluating what is actually what is best for your energy. Allowing the universe and the divine to show you the way forward, like the book is suggesting. Allowing your third eye to open up. And in order for this to happen, you need to soften a little bit. And if you're feeling very rushed and firm and really hard, I guess is what I'm seeing, very rigid in the way you conduct yourself in life and relationships, that's not you. That's a part of the trauma that you've experienced in being conditioned by this patriarchal, very masculine dominated world. But in order for you to move forward and be successful in this life in terms of aligning with your soul mission, which is to spread love and connection and compassion in service to humanity with love, when whatever it is that you're doing as a career in this life, you need to focus more on softening, on allowing things to happen as they must, being there as a guide rather than as a driving force. Some of you might even find that your calling is to be a mother, to raise the next generation, to be their nurturer, their guide, their source of their safety. Let's say their what's the word? Their safety net, their safe harbor is what I'm trying to get to. You are their safe harbor, and you could be that for the masculine energies in your life. You know, a partner, your father even. You could also be very focused on, you might love to make your home extremely comfortable. You might love to pick flowers or have fresh cut flowers, do gardening, have a vegetable garden. And it's not, I don't see you being so like connected to like nurturing the earth, but I think for you to tap into your intuition, to allow your third eye to open and connect you to your soulful self, that rooting into the earth, connecting to a sense of nurturing. And even by that, I mean like, you know, growing your own vegetables, any way that you can find nurturing. I'm seeing that you can learn to nurture yourself and your family. The homestead, so to speak. That doesn't mean that you can't also be like a working mom or, but the work that you do needs to be a little bit intuitively driven. Like you should be paid for your mind, not for the exertion, not how the energy that you exert. If you're into human design, you might be, you could be a manifester, but you might also be a projector as well, or a reflector, not a generator. It's not you. Okay, so let's get into your tarot cards. Which ones did I use? Oh, we'll use these ones. Okay, so I'm going to use the She-Wolf Tarot first. Okay, see what Spirit pulls up for us. Oh my God, it's like all major arcana cards. Okay. The Devil, Lust, which is strength, or the 8 in the tarot. We have Death. Hold on 1 second. There's so much change and transformation. Changing past programming. Strength, and this is the number 8, manifestations. Leo, your heart chakra. What did I say? Like love. Really connected to your heart chakra. You are here to help birth a new reality, to help birth humanity into the next ascension. Look at this Death card, the way that it is in this deck. The growth and expansion of energy. Complete transformation. I guess you could see this as a retraction as well into the light. Focusing energies on the light. You are extremely intelligent, but wise with heart energy. You see into the hearts and intentions of people, I'm seeing. You're a very good judge of character with the Devil card here and the Strength, Lust, and Death. Like, you are a very good judge of character, and you see people's motivations for what they are. You might be a very good judge. You know, maybe you were a lawyer, and I know that I talked about, like, you definitely get paid for your mind, but you just have this innate ability to really see the truth in people's actions, what lies underneath of them, why they transpired the way that they did. You see patterns very well with the Devil card here, patterns of behavior, the root cause of people's behaviors, and how to help them heal, how to help people tap into their strength, their heart, their power, in order to completely and radically transform from the inside with the Death card, which is like about whereas the Tower card is like transformation and complete change, abrupt change in our external world. The Death card is about transformation within. Or even the letting go of the past, shedding our old skin, healing, transmuting pain into liberation, I'm seeing. But you've been this apostle, or this like apprentice to the apostles, or a nun and a priestess, and you've just studied the human heart for so many lives in this world and in other worlds. You have a lot of starseed energy here. I'm hearing specifically Mintaka. And maybe Lemuria as well. Not that it really matters. We can come from many different planets or have lived lives on many different planets, but you have really been just like a priestess in many different in many different lives and on different planets as well. You've studied with your heart. You're very quiet and soft, and maybe what's the word? Indiscriminate? Like you might think that you hide in the shadows. You might think that maybe when you were a child, you might thought like, oh, I'm just a wallflower. Nobody understands me. Nobody sees me. That might be something that you experienced as a child in this life. But through that experience, you're actually just very observant. You prefer to observe people in their natural, I'm hearing in their natural habitat. You're very observant, and that makes you wise to the motivations of people, which makes you a great leader. You could be in like HR, like if you want to look for practical terms of like how you're using this experience, this energy from your past lives in this life, like you could be somebody who works in HR. Maybe you've gone into HR and then we're very like, well, this is not what I want to do, because HR is more about protecting the company than protecting the people. But you're very into protecting the people and helping to nurture people to become their best selves. You could be an addictions counselor as well with the Devil card here. That's something that you might feel very passionate about, because you see the strength in these people. You see the trauma behind where the aggression, where the addictions, where the pain comes from. So in terms of like, what's his name? The addiction, he's a doctor, a Canadian doctor who's, oh my God, it'll come to me. I don't have his, like, a book out here. Spirit, what's his name? Dr. Gabor Mate. He asks, instead of asking why the addiction, let's ask why the pain. Why do people need to numb out their pain? What has happened in their lives to make them feel the need to numb and forget? And so, but you can see into the depths, into the hearts of people, and you're very passionate about helping them heal with love and compassion, having compassion. You might be somebody who can have a lot of compassion for abusive people, because you see the pattern, you see the trauma, you see the pain within them, what causes them to behave the way that they do. You might even be like a parole officer type of person, because you can have compassion. You have like a strong stomach for wounded people who harm other people. You might have that, right? You can see why they're in so much pain, what happened, and help to maybe guide them. The people who are willing to heal and transform, you're here to help guide those people. Now, not everybody wants help. Not everybody wants to change in this life, but you can at least have compassion for them. You might do a lot of volunteer work as well, maybe in a soup kitchen or at an addiction, at a homeless shelter. Like, you just have so much compassion for these traumatized people, whether you experience trauma in your own life, but you just have this, like, you're drawn to loving and nurturing people and really understanding them. You also might feel very strongly about marginalized groups and have a strong sense of wanting to defend them and stand up for them and participate in protests and things, because you really believe in the cause, in the movement, and you have so much love, and so you participate in them, not in a violent sense, but in the sense of love and compassion. I'm hearing devoted, like you're just so devoted to the cause, to healing pain, to transmuting pain into rebirth, into power, helping people find their power within. You are the mistress of power. Transmutation. That's really cool. Wow. So much love and respect for you, pile number 2. Oh, I'm going to use that deck after. Let's use this deck. I pulled out so many decks to use, and Spirit just wants me to use just a few. Okay, any more insight into pile number 2's past life, Spirit? Any more insight into pile 2's past lives, Spirit? Pile number 2's past lives. Ooh, after your reading, I might have to close the window. It's windy and cold. Okay. We have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Wow. See this beam of light going right through her, right through the center of the universe or the earth here? And going even through the sun. So connecting with spirit as life force energy, not necessarily the earth itself, but with spirit. And that's very connected to your third eye here. The universe. Consciousness. Eternal consciousness. You are the oracle. You're so wise, but through your heart, like through your third eye, but also through your heart. You're very balanced and harmonious. If I kept pulling oracle cards, I might, whoops, get the 10 of Cups or something. Pull some more oracle. Let's see. Starseed. Yeah, what did I tell you? You are a starseed. You've come here to see up the rising of energies to help increase the vibration of this planet through love, compassion, healing the traumas that bring us down, that lower our vibrational frequency as a species on this planet. What lights you up? Trust that. Trust where your energies guide you, I'm hearing. Oh, I didn't even read that yet, but okay. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay. Oh my God, Spirit, so cheeky. Okay. Yeah, just trust the flow. You are a divine being. You've lived so many lives in service, literally in service to like priests and stuff, like learning as an apostle, learning to be a priestess, and now you've reached that level, and now you're here as the guide, as the healer of pain and sorrow. You are the voice of the divine as well. The right hand, that's what I'm seeing. The right hand to the divine. If you didn't know Mary Magdalene in your previous life, you might have known her. I'm hearing sister. I don't know if there's any history about Mary Magdalene in terms of her family, but you were definitely her sister in spirit. Oh my goodness. Okay. Spirit, all of these cards? That's a lot of cards. Okay, let's just pull these all out. Okay, we have number 2 of Wands, possibilities. Eagle there. 6 of Pentacles, compromise. The Fool, 0, the Fool. New beginnings. Kind of like a letting go too. What else is here? Oh, the Ace of Swords with consciousness. The Lover's card. Passion and choices. Oh my God, and you have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups right here. Wow, right next to each other. Emotional mastery, receptivity, heart, operating from your heart chakra, compassion, love. This is the same card as this one. Mastery of emotions, but mastery of heart energy. Anahata, look at the heart chakra here and the energy healing. There's the mastery of energetic healing as well, because of the heart that you have, the compassion that you share, the love that you share, the understanding of how energy flows and how it heals, how it works in the body. You could be a healer as well, like a typical, I won't say typical, but you know, an energy healer. You could be an Akashic record reader. You could be a priestess of some kind, doing sisterhood groups, like the red tent kind of stuff. You could be a psychic as well. Although I'm seeing you more as in service to humanity in a different way, rather than being a psychic or a tarot reader. But Definitely could be into energy medicine, crystal healing could be something that you're very passionate about. It could be more of a hobby for you. The Lovers, I'm seeing this in terms of passion and connection of the hearts, connecting people through their hearts, reconnecting people. Like I am seeing somebody who does a lot of work with people with struggling with addictions or mental health illnesses, but bringing connection into families again, reconnecting families after a time of mental health struggles or a time of addiction struggles. That could be something that you're very passionate about. It's something that maybe you grew up with. I'm seeing for some of you, maybe you grew up in a home that had a lot of mental health, depression, anxiety, addiction, and you've been through it. You've seen it in this life, and so it's a passion of yours to help people in your adult life as well. Something like that, less than being like a energy healer or tarot card reader or anything, or that kind of stuff. You could be a trauma counselor. You could have a special interest in trauma, like me. I'm very interested in trauma healing, and I'm combining trauma, like physical, mental trauma with and complex PTSD and stuff with spiritual guidance. So I think that you could be pairing as well the understanding of trauma, of mental health, addictions, and all that with healing and self-love and empowerment of the marginalized societies, things around that, like very balanced with this giving. Like Six of Pentacles, this card says compromise, but typically this can be about gratitude, but people giving you gratitude for your service, for really helping them, having them compassion for them, being the giver to people who really need understanding and compassion. I'm seeing for you in this life. What other decks are we going to use? So that's pretty neat. But that's where it comes from. That sense of service comes from. Okay, anything maybe in the future, Spirit, that we need to see, we need to know? Or any other pieces of advice from my Dragon Fae Oracle deck here, which I love my dragons. Anything in this deck? Oh, my hands are cold. The window's open. It's cold out. Spring is here, but it's still really cold. Okay, what's this? The Time Guardian. You have time. I think they're talking about flow, like we were talking about before. Like your energy is not designed for go, go, go. You're there, you're receptive. You're there to receive. You're there to guide. You're there to heal, not to push. You're very intuitive with this purple energy here. And white light, and even like the Christ consciousness gold in this card. They're here to use your intuition, your mind. If you're not already, you need to be paid for your mind, not for the work. You could be a leader of some kind at your workplace, but you should be paid for your mind, for how you see people, for how you guide people, for how you lead teams even. You could be a clinical lead of some kind. And that's because you understand patience. You understand people. You understand the people that even work for you. You have a lot of compassion and love so that you so that you can guide them. Oh, okay, one more. Here we go. Oh yeah. Here we go. Same thing as kind of like the Dragon Fae of Rebirth, whole again. And again, this is like I was saying that I'm surprised the Ten of Cups didn't show up, but this is kind of similar. The Dragon Fae of Rebirth, whole again. This connection, this balancing of energies, but reconnecting of families, of people to themselves even. I feel like I pulled other cards in another deck. Let's see what's here. Let's see in the future with the Muse Tarot deck. Future lives in the Akashic Records. Anything you want to reveal to us. Four of Materials, stability, feeling stable, bringing stability to the world, helping the world and people see that there is enough for everybody, or that they are enough, even. Nine of Emotions, confidence. Yeah, so they are enough, bringing stability to people's lives, to the world, to humanity, helping humanity feel like, okay, we are enough. We or people that you work with, just feeling empowered, feeling at peace, feeling confident. With the Ten of Inspiration here, and then the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant, I'm just seeing like, how can I move these? Can you see this one here? These are all a jumbled mess. Organized chaos. Let's just call it that. Organized chaos. Oh, we didn't even get into consciousness over here. Yeah, just, but you know what? You're just tapped into the consciousness, to divine consciousness. I don't need to really go too much into that. You have this sense of like, I think spirit in these two cards is that to have a knowing that and trust that you are connected to the divine consciousness, and to trust where your energy is leading you, with the Fool here too. Leap and the universe will catch you, so to speak. Just trust in your intuition and your nudges. So with the Ten of Inspiration, which is the Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant at the end, at the bottom of the deck over here, I just get this sense of, in the future, in your Akashic Records, like, and even she looks like a nun, doesn't she? Like in a habit here. You've done a lot of work, heavy lifting for the divine, and I think that you will be rewarded. I feel like you have lived so many lives that you might be taking a break, and I don't feel like you'll be incarnating anytime soon after this life. You've done so much heavy lifting that you'll be spending a lot of time as a spiritual guide on the other side, with the Hierophant here and the Ten of Wands. I just feel like the future for in your Akashic Records, right as it stands right now, or as the divine wants to tell you anyways, that you are going to be rewarded for all of your hard work with a reprieve, but more in terms of just being a guide on the other side. As you connect and talk to your guides, that's who you will be. That's what you're working towards. That's pretty neat. Awesome. Well, that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you for being here. If this reading resonated for you, comment below with how it resonated. Let me know. I'm interested in your feedback, of course. And yeah, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already to my channel, please subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. And yeah, I'm so grateful for your energy. Thank you for sharing yourself, your energy with me. It was a pleasure looking into your Akashic Records, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Bye. Hey, pile number 3. Thank you for being here. This is your reading into your Akashic Records. So we have number 36, Telepathy of Terra Mater. And I'm going to put your Jasper over there. And I don't know if you can see it in this card coming out of her eyes. I mean, you can see this sight, pure sight, vision, understanding through the Ajna chakra. I'm seeing if you have clair abilities, you have a very strong claircognizant ability, that you just feel like you know. You don't know how you know or why you know things, but you just seem to know. You have a vision. You can see how things play out in the future. You might be clairvoyant as well. This is a deeply psychic deck with the Telepathy of Terra Mater. Like, you just have this like you might even find that you have conversations with spirit, but you don't necessarily know it. I mean, you might know that that's what you're doing, but you can see into the darkness, into the underworld as well. You might be a medium, a psychic medium as well, and be able to actually knowingly have conversations with spirit or with people who have passed over. And you have a very strong psychic connection with animals, I'm hearing, but even with maybe your children, if you have them, or family members, or or friends or very close connected soulmate, soul family connections, you have this telepathic connection ability with those people as well. So I'm going to read a little bit from the Elena Fairchild's White Light Oracle deck, which is where this card is from, because I just love her spiritual guidance. And I have a hard time remembering like what the book says. So I want to give you a little bit of guidance from the book. So she's so wise. Okay, so you can see that I'm on the right page. The pathway for your spiritual fulfillment and the sacred manifestation of your purpose is not necessarily logical and will evolve organically. The skillful and unpredictable workings of the Earth Mother are supporting your soul journey unconditionally. Following up on inspired ideas and allowing for unexpected shifts in direction are integral to the manifestation of your soul purpose. Commit to an idea that feels good to your heart. Even if it seems improbable or unattainable, it will manifest successfully. I'm going to go in a little bit into this side as well. I did for deck number 2 too. Earth Mother, or Terra Mater in Latin, is so much more than a physical being. She is also a goddess of great spiritual development, not to mention creative pizzazz. As a masterful practitioner of artful evolution, she creates butterflies from caterpillars, massive oak trees from marvelously odd little acorns, and a radiant soul from the flesh of a human infused with eternal spirit. Her mind-bending skill in the miraculous magic of evolutionary manifestation can be relied upon to evoke far greater sublime beauty and rapturous delight than even the most inspired human imagination can conjure. As a sacred feminine being, she knows how to nurture the essence of all beings into fulfillment. She knows what your soul is divinely intended to become and what you need to meet your destiny. She has the resources and wisdom to support each soul in such a way that there is benefit for all beings. This is the applied genius of ecosystem intelligence. It is the antithesis of the lone wolf mentality of the ego and the heartwarming, spiritually empowering reality that none of us is in this alone. Wow. My apologies, pile number 3. My camera was about to die, and anyways, I had to plug it in. So, okay, where were we? Yes, connected to the knowledge of your soul team, having this telepathic connection to your soul team, to other people, to animals, even to spirit, to the earth, having this like profound connection so that you can work together in order to heal and help things grow, helps other spirits grow. You also have this strong, like you have this claircognizant, I'm really seeing ability of clear knowing and understanding of what needs to happen in order to support divine ascension, to support the growth of ideas, of people, of the earth. And like the book was saying, this intelligence of an ecosystem, you can see it, you can understand it, you can understand the intricacies of it, the balance of it, and why it is the way that it is, in order to sustain life. And the book talks a lot about manifestations. So I think that like through your visual, if you're somebody who's been trying very hard to manifest, you have a very strong connection to your third eye, to your Ajna chakra, and visualization for you is really important for you. Everybody, I think, manifests differently. So for you specifically, pile number 3, using visualizations and like 3D visualizations where you can see, touch, taste, feel, hear the things, the what you want to create into reality, into your reality. So in terms of visualization, you can really see and feel it. Like this 3D visualization technique is very powerful for you. If you're not already implementing it, it'll help you create things out of thin air. Maybe not out of thin air, but create things into your ecosystem, into your life. But also with the help of, and with the help of your spirit team, your soul team, your soul tribe, and even the animals, which are included in your soul tribe. Don't be afraid. Don't be a hero. Don't be afraid to ask for help. This card is also saying, if you are. I don't think you are, though. I feel the energy from this group is a very, very kind of hopeful and alive and connected and social. I'm seeing like a group of friends out on a patio. Summer's coming in the northern hemisphere, and just like having drinks with friends and appetizers and being very social and being the person to like wave at other people that you don't know, saying, hey, come over here, why don't you join us? And just being like that kind of a person. My daughter is very much like this. She's also very telepathic as well. So that's kind of cool. Like we have a very telepathic connection, but it's mostly hers. Like she can read my thoughts and she just says things that I'm thinking all the time. She's only 4 years old too, so that's weird. Okay, so Spirit dropped these cards onto the floor. I'm gonna pull them out, put them here. We have the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. I reset my camera. I put it a different way. So everything's, sorry if this looks a little bit different. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, easy does it. 5 of Wands. In this deck, I love the interpretation. Oh no, it's the other deck. Of like, what's the word? Initiation. I'm hearing pie in the sky. I know that's about the moon, but I feel like with the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine here, there's something about, yes, balancing out feminine and masculine energies in order to manifest, using the feminine and masculine energies in order to manifest things that you want into your life. But I'm also seeing like, what did I just say? Pie in the sky, the moon cycles. That's what I was thinking. Using the moon cycle as well. Giving things their full cycle in order to blossom, not being in such a rush. I feel like maybe you are in a bit of a rush sometimes to get those things underway, to get that inspiration, to manifest things, to have things in the here and now. Really wanting to see the fruits of your labor happen right now, competing against the world. There's a lot of like masculine energy in your cards, even though this talks a lot about the being connected to the divine feminine, to the earth, to Gaia. But I'm feeling a very strong masculine energy within you, and that could be from our patriarchal, like toxic masculine society that has really imprinted on you in this life. I'm hearing that you are also a bit of a younger soul. The other 2 piles that I've connected to so far are were very old, very, very ancient souls. But you have this younger energy about you. Like not just vitality, but a newness, a new perspective with this card here. A new perspective, a new balance. I'm seeing that some of you might even identify as non-binary as well, which is our natural state of being. Our soul's natural state of being is non-binary, and it's this perfect balance of divine masculine and feminine. That's who we are. That's who our souls are. And with this newness that you're bringing into the world, this could very well be a part of your experience in this world. And I feel like throughout history and the lives that you have had, you were also, I don't know if I'm using the right word, forgive me if I'm not, but androgynous, like just like both, having a very equal balance of both energies. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know I said that you could be picking up from toxic energies from your childhood of this patriarchal world. Maybe you are very sensitive, but I feel like with the earth here, with Gaia, she also is very connected and reliant on the sun energy in order to make those things blossom and grow, to bring seeds to life. To be the sacred space in which she can blossom. Now, I know not all of you are going to agree with me, but I do feel a lot of non-binary energy here, and a newness, a new way of being in the world. And that's a part of what your soul's purpose is in this life, your Akashic Records in this life. And you know that even Joan of Arc was, I've read some books and some articles discussing Joan of Arc being non-binary as well. Or having, she did have a lot of the masculine energy, but maybe even identifying as non-binary. And forgive me if I'm not using the correct LGBTQ plus terms, and correct me even in the comments below so that I understand it more in my future readings, okay? There's so much wisdom, though, in your youth. But I see you, honestly, as being a fairly young soul. Your books, your Akashic Records are, I don't like to say thin, that's slim, but you do bring a fresh new perspective into the universe. A new kind of energy, a new kind of being, a new kind of relating. A new vibration. It's very refreshing. Mercury here is about communication in this deck. A big part of it's an extra card in this deck, and it's so let me just go back here. Divine Feminine is 3, the Empress, and Divine Masculine is 4, the Emperor, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is like planting the seeds, slow and steady, baby steps, one day at a time kind of thing. In terms of, I think, manifesting, playing with this new energy that you're bringing to the world, this new way of manifesting, even this new insight into who we are as a human species, bringing the awareness and the knowledge that we have this balance of energy, that we don't have to be all or nothing. And that might be a part of what it is that you're bringing to this world, this fresh new concept of what it is to be just a divine being in this world. And we need your perspective. We're not all feminine, we're not all masculine. Not everything has to be about the toxic masculinity and the wounded feminine and all that. Like, it doesn't always have to be like that. And you bring just like this new lightness to the world. Did I drop I didn't even put your stone up here. Oh my god, and I knocked something over. Oh no, it was jade. Where is it? The jade over here. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I put it on her eye, or their eye, because I just feel like it should be there. Intention, manifestation, meditation, connection with the self, deep introspection into who we are. Who am I? This balance of energies. We are, I hope I'm using the word right, androgynous. I'm not going to Google it right now. I feel like I need to, but, and the Ace of Pentacles right underneath the Knight of Pentacles. These, I think, are a lot about like what's happening in this life. New opportunities. Yes. New insight, new information I'm getting. Just so much newness. New opportunities of a new business, a new type of business, not even a new business, but a new type of business where you bring awareness to generation, what are we in? Generation Z? If I'm like X, Y, Z, whatever, like a new take on how to live, how to work, how to love, how to be in relationships, how to communicate. The language with Mercury here, the language that we use to describe ourselves and our children, the way we teach children to understand who they are in terms of like gender norms, right? Getting rid of the gender terms even, and just expressing ourselves as the self, as the they, as the me, I, without attaching any sort of pre-conceptualized identities based on gender or based on family or based whatever, just expressing the self. And you have this tribe here. This card is expressing this tribe, this soul tribe that's also new, also fresh, fairly young souls coming into this world to help shift these identities, help shift how we relate to one another based on our identities, even our genders, or who we decided to come here at birth and beyond. You know what I mean? I hope I'm saying that right. There's, even with the Five of Wands, there's like a lot of, it's a card of competition, conflict, could be a lot of internal conflict, helping people to birth themselves into their new reality of who they want to be in this life, who they came here, who they were actually born as. And getting with this deck, friendliness, the Two of Cups, connection, compromise, community, heart-centered connections. Even in between, the connections between the divine feminine, divine masculine. But I'm seeing this as just really building those relationships that are going to help you. What I see, okay, what I'm seeing in what Spirit is showing me is like a tribe of very young, like adolescents, young 20s, going out into the world and bringing and creating so much power around awareness of identity and connection and the self, communicating the self, communicating these new ideas into the world, because you have a fresh perspective. You don't have ancient years and years and years in your Akashic records and lifetimes. You have some, but like not so much that would make you jaded or chained to the past. You don't have a ton of past life karma to work through in this life. You're so lucky, because, some of us, the really ancient like souls, there's so much karmic baggage that we can carry forward into these lives, but you don't have so much of that. You have this fresh new ability or perspective to bring newness to the world, rebirth of the concept of self, the ego, the id, all of that. Like, I feel like I had to point out what the bottom of the deck was after the Two of Cups fell out. But it's, again, the Ace of Pentacles with maturity. I'm going to put that over here. So you have that twice. 3, 4, 5. Look at this. 3, 4, and then the Five of Wands. 3, 4, 5. Soul alignment. Like, you almost feel like you were born into soul alignment almost. So we have another Ace of Pentacles here. New opportunities, but it's a new life, a new blessings. You bring freshness. Look at this card. So much, it's like spring, summer, spring going into summer. Freshness. Fresh ideas, a new way of being. Even the card is like a non-binary sort of energy to it. It's just not neither feminine nor masculine. It just is being, just a being. That's neat. This is going to be a bit of a shorter reading. I'm going to end this soon because there's not. I feel like you have a very strong connection to animals. And the animals don't have this, like, I mean, they have their, like, sort of, I wouldn't say gender roles. They're just sort of like beings. They don't have a preconceived notion of the self. They just are. I think that's a lot of what you're bringing into this world, into this life. You have the Seven of Wands with stress here, which is, it could be a lot of defending of ideas and opinions, defending the self, feeling exhausted at having to explain yourself over, and it's not funny, but having to explain yourself over and over again. You shouldn't have to, but that's a part of your mission here in this life, is to bring a new reality about, to bring a new awareness of the self, gender norms, all of that. And it can be exhausting. It can be a huge mission. And that's why you have this soul tribe that's with you. Very strong soul tribe. You probably have a huge friend group right now, or people you feel really drawn to and connected to, very close support network that's not necessarily birth family. It could be friends. It's chosen, your chosen family are here to help you. Neat. I love it. Oh my God. Love it. Anything else with the now, the present, spirit? Nope, spirit saying nope, nope, nope. Covered it. Let's see, what's in this deck? My Dragon Fae deck. Dragons. You might not have such a huge connection with dragons. Yeah, oh, here we go. Here's the deck. Oh, yeah. Yin and yang, light and dark, masculine, feminine, balance and integration of identity, of the self, masculine and feminine. You are a peaceful being by nature, yeah. And I think that this stress is having to defend yourself over and over again feels really exhausting for you, because you are by nature very peaceful. And it can be very hard for you to feel like you need to defend yourself as if, you know, people say like, oh, this is your lifestyle choice. And you're like, no, this is who I am. This is, I was born this way. And people don't understand. And you're trying to, you know, you don't have to. Obviously, you have choice in this world. You don't have to take that stance and needing to defend your birthright. But it is a part of your soul mission and purpose in this life and moving forward. And it can feel really exhausting because by nature you just are very lighthearted and you don't see why you even need to. You're like, why do I even need to do this? Can't we just be evolved beings? Like, it doesn't make any sense to you because you're so new and you just are so connected to your natural essence as a spiritual being, as a soul person, Okay, this deck I was going in for future, Page of Pentacles, future, Akashic Records, like what's in the future. Even if you came into this world as a cisgendered man or woman, I feel like you innately have a very good understanding that like we are, as our essence, an equal balance of divine and feminine and masculine. You know that, you just feel it. And you're very accepting, you know, of it. You don't have any qualms with it, you know. And you are here also to shift consciousness, awareness of, and communicate like, okay, there is this new way of being in the coming about. We have to like just accept it because that's who we are. There's no point in why even bother fighting it. It doesn't make any sense, you know. Okay, so we have Page of Materials, Seven of Materials, Knight of Pentacles over there, and that's all. So this is also Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles over there. Page, new opportunities. Okay, Spirit, put these out. I don't know, do you want all of these, Spirit? Yeah, so we have it, the Knight of Materials, Pentacles again, twice. This is about like slow growth. Things might feel a little slow for you in terms of change. But change happens very slowly. You're here to plant the seeds. And I think 100, 200, 1,000 years from now, humans are going to look and be very different. And I believe that. And I think you have that knowing too. Yeah, the materials isn't just about finances, or pentacles just aren't about finances and business and money. This is about energy. And it could be material things, but for me, I'm seeing just a new, like with the page of materials or pentacles, 7, like planting the seeds. You're here to plant the seeds in this life of this new way of being, understanding, communicating that, because there's just going to be humans as we know it, are how we express ourselves, how we show up in the world. It's completely changing very quickly, but also not that quickly. You know, change takes time. So Spirit's saying, like, change takes time, but you are here to implement the change. Yeah. 7, kind of like planting the seeds, slow growth, easy does it, one day at a time. It's going to happen. Have faith. You might feel like, oh, I'm tired of defending it or talking about it. Why do I even have to? Like in your youth, but like as you get older, you'll see. If this is, I feel like there's a lot of people watching this pile are very, you know, in their late teens, maybe like early to late 20s. And it's like, ugh, having this like frustration with the older population. But you're doing really great work. So Spirit's congratulating you and just like encouraging you. 7 of emotions, choices, you're manifesting the sun, just opportunities and growth and expansion. 4 of inspiration, which is the 4 of wands, security, stability, and then patience, temperance with number 14, temperance. Patience, balance, taking care of yourself. I asked about the future. I think these kind of came out with these cards, but you know, you have a choice on how you want to live your life, who you want to be. Just you being here in your energy, embodied as you, that's enough to make changes. So don't worry about having to be like what's the word? An initiator or an advocate. You know, you don't have to be that. Just your energy here is enough. You can see already, and you're going to connect with other people. You're a part of the group, of the community, of the vibe that is shifting consciousness. All you have to do is be. You're in your energy, embodied. I'm seeing with the sun here and the meditation and just like the colors here, very rooted into your root chakra, into your lower chakras. Feeling very grounded is important for your tribe and for you and for the future. Like just sharing your love, sharing your light, staying grounded, knowing yourself, connected with the 4 of inspiration or 4 of wands, community, connection, stability, togetherness. And then just patience and taking care of yourself is really important. Spirit wants you to know. Yeah. Okay. That's all I have for you. Pile number 3. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you have any comments or you want to tell me how this reading resonated for you, comment below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. And yeah, I'm so blessed that you're here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. You're so inspiring, and welcome, 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 souls. And you're doing amazing work. Thank you for your work. This was your Akashic Record reading, and I look forward to reading for you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is your Akashic reading record, a look into your Akashic records. We'll see what is in the Akashic records so far, what information Spirit wants to provide for you today, how it can help you in this life, and maybe we'll try to ask Spirit what what you need to know about maybe future lives, where you're going with this, with all these experiences that you're having in this life. Okay, so I'm also, let's get ahead of myself here. I'm going to first look into your energies. You picked a beautiful moonstone. Epsilon modulation. It's the card you chose. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing somebody in a previous life who was a, what is it called? Where they, oh my gosh, it's in The Witcher. Have you seen The Witcher, the show on Netflix? Oh my God, I'm obsessed. Henry Cavill can fight my demons any day. Let's just say that. But what is the word where the person, like, back in the day, where they would like create songs? They were like the storytellers, but in song form. Somebody please comment below with the name. I'm gonna have to. Does it start with a B? Oh my God, it's gonna bother me. Anyway, so that person, the storyteller, through art, through song, through music. I'm seeing somebody playing a like a little guitar, or like a mandolin or something, and just sharing stories in a time before we had the internet, before we had, you know, any way to communicate around the world, just like sharing stories through songs and art and music, like just having such an artful soul. And that's the way you shared stories, shared history, expressed what was the emotions, what was going on in history. Like there's this, that is your soul. That's your, how you've lived many, many, many lifetimes. And I wouldn't be surprised if, oh my God, okay, so this might be for some of you, but if you've had like a near-death experience and you came back from that experience having like art skills that you are completely surprised by, or speaking another language, especially the romantic languages, French and Italian or Spanish or whatever, or being very connected and drawn to learning those languages, having a love for the Renaissance time period, just like this rebirth, renewal of life and art and science, like even science as an expression of art, like Leonardo da Vinci, you know, was both a scientist and an artist. So like something like that, like you just have this really strong connection to the vitality, the vibrance of what it means to be alive, to be connected, to feel your emotions. Like you're very deeply connected to your emotions as well. And you've been sort of a healer of generations through your art. And you're a healer because you're able to feel the emotions and transmute those emotions and tell a story and help people express themselves through art, even if it's they are your audience just looking at your art. They are able to get in touch with their emotions, and that helps them to heal. And that's very important in this world. And we don't give it, in today's modern era, we don't give enough credit to the artists who allow us to get in touch with our emotions. And that's who you are. That's who your soul is. And that's a huge part of your Akashic Records. Like I'm just seeing in the room of the Akashic Records, like the, a son, no, not a son, oh my God, those like, I'm not a record player, but like the first record player with the shell-like thing, whatever. Comment below with the name of it because I can't think. I always say the wrong word for it. It's so silly. I always think sonogram, and I know it's not that, but it's like, whatever, that thing. The original record player. I'm seeing that sitting on the table with your book open and a candle and like, and a feather, a quill pen, and just like just poetry and art and artwork on the walls and sconces and just so much luxury and fabric and color and passion, a big fireplace there, like just so much passion and warmth to you. Wow. Ooh. Can we be friends? We are all friends, right? Can we be friends though? I love your energy, pile 4. Oh my God, I'm looking for, where did I put it? Oh my goodness. I was gonna read from the book for the White Light Oracle because I've read for this card. I put it down. I had to plug my camera in, and now, oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. I'm going to read from the White Light Oracle, Alana Fairchild's Oracle deck, because I always forget like the depth of these cards have so much depth to them. So I'm going to read from the book a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit for you. Gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues. Commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming. Embrace the spiritual beauty within. So isn't that the truth? I think that to me that's talking about embracing your true self, and maybe not so much in today, and maybe, although in families, you know, do families relish the fact that their child is going to become an artist? I don't think so. It could be hard to be successful as an artist in the world. And there could be a lot of blame and shame around that, feeling like you're not good enough or you're not what your family wanted you to do. But even with the moonstone that you selected here, your intuition is your best guide, connecting to who you are, the essence of who you are. There's no shame in that. And Spirit really wants you to know that your soul is the soul of an artist, and someone who expresses their truth through art, through the embodiment of true self. And you bring joy to the world, and there's no shame in that. And you should be very proud of who you are. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like, I feel like you've also lived a lot of lives where there was the shame in being an artist and being a little different in your class, a little more flamboyant, maybe a little whimsical, the underground, you know, living in the underground, living in the shadows in a community of people who were afraid to be themselves, but you were connected with this artistic community. You know, you weren't so bogged down by the limitations of society, you know. I don't know if you watched Bridgerton or if you just watched it. I just watched season 2, and it was like the one brother who's just like, you know, in touch with his spirit, his soul, his artistic side, his inner poet, and just isn't so concerned about society life and having to fit in and having to live up to his duties and responsibilities. You know, you kind of like let that go. And there can be a lot of fear around that, around being okay with stepping away, walking away from duty, let's say, or what you're supposed to do, what your family wants you to do, what society wants you to do, and going your own path. Lovers here. The Lovers is about choice, which is what we were just talking about. Really feeling confident in the choice. And that's what you're here to do in this life. you've struggled to make these choices in the past, to live your embodied truth as this artistic soul, whatever sort of artistic expression. It could be so many different things: graphic design, computer animation, literally like art, painting, even being a tattoo artist, I'm seeing for some of you. A baker, baking, like doing these beautiful cakes, like whatever it is. It's not your typical, financially driven career path. I'm seeing a kid in my daughter's daycare who is this. I just see him. I don't know. I see him as being this energy. Saturn is about karmic balancing, balancing out karmic responsibilities, relationships, soul experiences, healing karmic connections, karmic experiencing from your past with choice, choosing to be yourself, even when it doesn't make any sense, even when you're told and you think that you shouldn't, and you think that it won't amount to anything, even when you think it's not the right path, it is. And it's up to you to make choices, obviously, but there are choices to follow your heart, follow your soul wherever it takes you, wherever it's leading you. And through those choices that continuously align with your soul truth, you will heal this these karmic experiences from past lives, these painful past experiences that have hurt your soul, that have wounded your soul, that have taught you that you're not good enough. Two of Swords, yeah. Oh my gosh, pile number 4. So much choice. Lovers is choice. 2 is about choices, discernment, your emotions getting in your way and being afraid to make a choice. Look at this tidal wave in the background. Or I guess it's a moon. I just saw a tidal wave. What is that? It's not like perfectly round like the moon. So I guess it's, oh, you guys can't see. It's not perfectly round. It's kind of like a tidal wave / moon. Moon is about emotions, the shadow self, healing the shadow self, getting in touch with the shadow self, expressing the shadow self, your intuition, your inner guidance, following your internal guiding system, not being afraid of being your true self, of expressing yourself. The Swords is about expression, ideas, but a lot about communication and expression. So not being afraid to express your soul's truth here. After so much pain from so many, I feel like I see some of you have gone through a lot of very painful past lives where you had to hide who you truly were. And that's caused you a lot of fear in being your, oh, there's too many cards, Spirit. That's caused you a lot of fear in expressing yourself and being true to yourself now in this life. So you're hiding. There's a lot of hiding and afraid to make choices, decisions that could possibly hurt people that you love. But this life isn't about them. None of your lives are about other people necessarily. It's about living in alignment with your truth. High Priestess, yeah. Look at intuition. A lot of intuition here. A lot of self-trust. Learning to trust your intuition. Integrate your shadow self. Queen of Swords. Speaking your truth. Oh my God, what are we talking about here? Queen of Swords. Not just about like discernment, but she is so powerful. She's vocal. She is self-assured. She's very confident, poised. She can come off as a little bit aggressive when trying to be assertive, you know. She can be very cutthroat. She can be very guarded as well. But the being guarded and being very, what's the word? I'm hearing like sharp-witted, but you know, like sharp-tongued. You can really hurt people with your words, and it's just a self-defense mechanism because you are afraid that people won't like you if you are your true self, your softer self. So you've learned to be very guarded and have all these jagged edges. And this comes from past lives. It's not just this life, even though you would have experienced things in your childhood to teach you this. But we experience things in our childhood because it's a pattern from our past life experience or lived past life experience. So we continue on the pattern until we heal that karmic that karmic energy, those karmic experiences. We need to heal it. And the only way you can heal it is to be yourself and trust that being yourself is okay and that you are enough. Making the choice to follow your passions with the Lovers here. Oh, pile number 4. I want to give you a big hug. Let it go, 5 of Cups. Things disappointed you in the past. But there's an opportunity to realign. The universe is giving you more and more opportunities always to realign with your truth. To let go of the past, to let go of people that hurt you. These snakes in the grass. You don't have to be afraid. But you also don't need to cling on to things that are no longer serving you. Like Saturn here with the 5 of Cups is like holding on too tightly to the past. And then repeating the same cycles over and over again because you don't want to let go, because you don't want to take notice of what it is that Spirit is calling you to do, which is to connect and align with your soul, to listen to your inner truth, to your intuition, to follow your divine guidance, your internal compass, to trust that you can to trust in yourself, to have faith in yourself, to trust that you are worthy and you are powerful as yourself. Okay. Yeah. 10 of Pentacles rounding out this part of your reading here. Let's go back. 5 of Swords. Just like so much defensiveness, emotional defensiveness. 4 of Swords. Rest, needing refuge, seeking refuge from the world, from a very harsh world. And because your soul is very delicate and soft and expressive and artsy, you know, you have this so much light and love and insight into people's hearts, into your own heart, and you express it through art. And when you have that much sensitivity, the world can be a really harsh place. And so Spirit is calling you to seek refuge right now, to reconnect with yourself. And to, I think also to be very discerning about who you let into your inner world as well. And to let go of people and things that no longer serve you and that don't make you feel good. There's very, you know, and then look at, we have the 10 of Pentacles here. And then Death at the bottom of the deck, which is this transmutation of pain into power. And all this suffering that you've experienced into gold, I'm hearing. Like, just once you start to live your truth, aligned and being unafraid and unapologetic about expressing yourself and being yourself in all your sensitive glory, you will find a lot of success in this world, in this life. But you have to balance out these karmic relationships and experiences and energies first. You have to transmute the pain into power. I feel like I've read this before. Why does this sound so familiar? I'm getting a strange sense of deja vu. Have we been here together before? Are we friends? I feel like I've done this reading before. I know I haven't, but like, okay. Any other guidance? Did I use this deck in the last reading? I'm not sure. Let's see. Doesn't really matter. This is for you guys. Okay, pile number 4. Any other insight into their past lives or Akashic Records? Spirit gave us 2 cards here. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Well, creativity, art. Art to break the illusion of having control, of being a certain way. Like art can do so much for the world. Whatever the way you express yourself and through art, whatever your medium is, it could be so many things. It helps to bring a new world into being, to give a new perspective on what it means to be human, what it means to be alive, to breathe, to love, to share. And Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. What did I say? Like art, uplifting humanity. You might channel spirit and then through art, like you might not realize that that's what you're doing. I mean, we do have the moonstone here, but, and this third eye light and heart-centered connection to spirit. So you might be channeling spirit through your art, and they are using you as a medium, as a vessel for their expression, to connect and uplift humanity. You're very connected to the divine, whether you know it or not. And it's your art that is an expression of the divine, of the true self. It's very powerful what you do. I want you to believe in yourself. Okay, any advice with this deck? Let's see what Spirit comes up with. Integration. That comes up, has been coming up a lot today. The 14. Temperance, or in this deck it's integration. Number 8 or 15, conditioning, which is the Devil card. Yeah, you've been conditioned not to believe in yourself, to be a lamb or a sheep when you're actually a lion. That's your conditioning from your karmic experiences with the Saturn here. Let me say integration of your true essence. Using your pain and transmuting it into power. Oh, we've said that. We've said that so many times. Okay. 7 of emotions here, projections. So in this deck, projections, it can be about choices, but seeing yourself in another, I think it's what this card is saying. But I think that's a true part of some art is projecting your reality, your beliefs, yourself onto the canvas or whatever it is that you're using, music, into your music. And people really feel that. You listen to music, a song, your favorite. So what's your favorite song? And it just transforms your mood. You put on that favorite thing that just will make you feel a certain way. That's an artist's projections into the world that you use, that we all use in order to get in touch with ourselves. That's not necessarily the meaning of this card, but that's what I'm getting right now. So I'm going to say it. I'm just going to go with it. Okay, one last, anything in the future, anything else we need to know? Where is pile number, oh no, I'll do that. Let me just get this card and we're gonna wrap up in a couple minutes. But anything else from the Akashic Records Spirit before we go into the future? Lady of the New Buds, nurtured tenderness. Oh, what did I say? You're just so tender. You have a tender heart. Oh, the Care Bears. You are tender heart. Where's this lion here? Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, did you watch the Care Bears? I did. Tender heart, that's you. I mean, you have more soulful expression and you have this artsy soul, but you're a gentle giant, so to speak. Like maybe you're very rigid on the outside and you have these these razor blade sharp edges, but you're actually very tender and loving and sensitive. I'm seeing spirits also say, like, get out in nature a little bit, connect with nature, and it'll help you to ground yourself and help you to feel safe. And that's with integration here, temperance, like just get grounded, get calm, serene, find a serene space where you can feel free to be yourself, even for a few minutes every day, a couple hours every week, to feel connected to the earth, to yourself, to the divine. And then that will help to fuel you and feed and nurture you, and so that you feel empowered to go out and to come back into the world and be your true authentic self. in this life. And that's going to help you balance out these karmic energies and heal your soul, like heal yourself at a soul level. So you're not feeling so restricted and so in pain anymore. I'm not going to take that one. See if it pops out again. Okay, Spirit, future Akashic Records. What's going on in the future? What is happening? Woo! Oh my gosh. Page of inspiration, new beginnings, creativity, new ideas, new creative inspiration, intuition, nudges with the black cat and the consciousness, awareness circles around there. The wheel, shifting, changing, transmuting. A whole new way of being. Yeah, here we go. And then the bottom of the deck here for your future in your Akashic Records is you're going to start to heal what happened from the painful past experiences in other lives, healing at a soul level. And then in your next life, you're going to start anew, going into life, being born into a new body, a new life, a new world where you are free and you're not going to have to go through the healing process again. And you'll be able to live out your truth from beginning to end and just feel joyful. And that's really going to help to integrate this healing process on a soul level. It might take a few lifetimes, you might see, but like in terms of the Akashic Records, and there's like timing is very malleable. Time is malleable. It's not like so linear, and it doesn't have like a speed, right? So it could take a few lifetimes, but essentially what you're doing right now is healing from the painful past experiences of not, in your past lives, of not being able to express your true, authentic, sensitive, beautiful, artistic, joyful self, healing that by becoming yourself in this life or the next few lives, and then in the future, in your Akashic Records, being born anew and new opportunities to just live out your whole life as yourself. And be, instead of being a queen of voices or queen of swords in pain and jagged, being your true self, strong, empowered. And I'm hearing also a divine messenger. Now that you're cleared of those karmic energies within your soul system, within your soul body, your energy body, you are able to be a direct vessel of communication for spirit without any blocks. You will be so vocal, so powerful, so I'm seeing elegant, effortless, ease. I'm seeing, like, she's this card I love. She's like dressed like just so elegant, like the woman at the time, like the 1920s, women starting to, I mean, this wasn't obviously the feminist movement era, but this is sort of a time when women really started to take back their power, slowly but surely, on their own. Flapper girl time, not flapper girl, but like the 1920s, when I'm hearing prohibition, like just this underground network of inspired people who really wanted to just wanted to be themselves, wanted to enjoy life, wanted to have fun, and release the shackles of the formalities I'm hearing of the world, the civilized world that they had built. Zelda Fitzgerald. I don't know if you love her. I'm obsessed, but read about Zelda Fitzgerald. Look into her art, her novel that she wrote, which I've been searching for. I want to get, what's it called? But I just loved her energy. Like, she had so much trauma, so much pain. She grew up in a really tough time, but she had this artistic spirit. And so did, F. Scott Fitzgerald. And they had a beautiful but tumultuous relationship. Look at Zelda Fitzgerald, because this is like your karmic past anyways. Okay, so this is what I have for you, pile number 4. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, give it a thumbs up. If you want to tell me how it resonated, or you have any comments, please comment in the description or down in the comment box below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. I'd love to stay connected with you. And I just want to quickly thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I feel so privileged to be able to give you these readings. And just, I know, you guys open up your energy to me, and that's just, I really appreciate it. I want you to know that it doesn't go unnoticed, and I love you and I appreciate you. So protect that sensitive energy of yours. Don't be afraid to express it. You are worthy, you are enough, and you are lovable, okay? And this is your reading. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.